How many times has this happened to you? You're curious about a new piece of gear. You go to the all informative, all knowing YouTube. You pull up a video. It sounds great right out of the box. People are getting killer tones, it's studio quality. So you pull the trigger. You take that hard earned money and you put it down on that piece of gear. You wait a couple of days of anticipation. FedEx is delayed. You finally get it. It comes in. You plug it in, you crank it up, and it sounds nothing like the review. A lot of factors at play here. Most of the time in these reviews and these demos, you have phenomenal players. Let's face it, a lot of us are just everyday guys, average players, hobbyists, enthusiasts, stuff like that. Well, anything can sound good in the hands of a great player. What if you're not a great player? What if you want to be just told the truth? You want to be handed the truth and you want to hear what something sounds like plug and play with no processing, no extra EQs, none of this stuff. That's what I'm going for. That's who I'm headed for. Uh, you pull it up and it sounds awesome. You've got a major artist endorsing it, and like this little guy here, the Soldano Mini. It's loud. It can sound good, but I heard people say it's a great pedal platform. If you don't want a clean tone, yeah, it's a great pedal platform. What does pedal platform mean? It takes pedals well. Well, don't get this expecting to get a clean tone. This could have been done in a pedal format, honestly. But I'll get to that later. I'll plug in. We'll hear it. Everything that I do is going to be no post processing, no fluff. We're not going to have multiple camera angles. You're not going to need what I see. You're not going to need to know what I look like from here and from over here. We're going to cut that out. We're going to get down to the brass tacks. It's hard earned money. The economy is in the dumpster right now, so every penny counts to people. I've looked for demos of like, what does this pedal sound like plugged into the Headrush or the Helix or the Kemper? And I'm a fan of using pedals in my own personal rigs into the input. And I could never really find that. Well, I've got some Friedman pedals, I've got the Tube Screamer, I've got all kinds of things, and I want to teach people how to incorporate those into their rigs, whether it be Headrush, whether it be Helix, Kemper, Moore GE300. People need to know these things. So what I'm looking at is all the things that I've looked for on YouTube but never found. I want to bridge that gap while educating people. You know, and another thing, like I said, these guys are phenomenal players. But what's it sound like for someone average like you and me? If you're a phenomenal player, great. Good job having the talent, putting the practice in and all that. Not all of us do. Some of us are just regular bedroom players that aren't able to crank up a tube amp. And we're the weekend warriors, we're the hobbyists, we're the enthusiasts, like I said. Well, this channel is going to be for you people. A lot of things I want to tackle. I've got down here still in the box because my other job, yep, I have another job besides Sonic DNA. I still got the Celestion F12 X200 speaker that I'm going to load up into this cabinet. I'm going to run it side by side and compare how it interacts with another speaker, how it sounds with another speaker, how it sounds with the Headrush and the other modelers and profilers and gadgets and widgets and wadgets. But I'm going to give an honest review of it. I'm in no one's pocket. Nobody's in my pocket. I'm not going to do affiliate links. I'm not looking to make anything off this. Now, sure, if I use an impulse response, it'll be a Sonic DNA impulse response. But I think it's time to branch out and be more educational to the community because that's what I started at with Headrush. I get tagged in multiple posts today, people asking questions about how do I do this, how do I do that, and people tagging me for info or input. And that is because I started out as a teacher before I was a businessman. I wasn't happy with the way that products were being presented to me in demos, and then you'd get the product, you'd load it up, and you'd be severely underwhelmed because of all the post-processing, because of the great players. So that's what I want to do now. This is where I want to take SDNA for the next level. We're going to branch out to the YouTube world. I plan on posting more on TikTok, but I just want to get more real world all around and helping people out. So if you like it, in the coming days, I'm going to have info on the channel, and I would sure appreciate you liking and subscribing. You know, the more input that I see and the more positive feedback that I get, the more I'm going to be inspired to do this stuff. I've got a bunch of gear laying around that I'm doing nothing with. I say we demo it. I say we let you hear what it sounds like and decide for yourself in an unfiltered format, an unfiltered environment. We're not going to be all polished up and distracting and having extravagant demos. Well, okay, we may have a cool intro, but for the most part, it's going to be bare bones, bare knuckle, down to the point, no fluff, no editing, no processing, to the point. Honesty. That's what this game needs right now is honesty. If you like what you're hearing, more details coming soon.